If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. A lot of you have been mentioning this movie called Cell. Not the movie The Cell, which is an older movie, which also has everything to do with what's going on in the world. Cell, which is based, of course, on a novel by Stephen King, who loves to use predictive programming and really just sickening plots. If you remember in the past, I had covered Stephen King, just very disturbing stuff, a lot of photographs which were disturbing, and of course, I talked about the original book ending to the clown film, It. If you're not familiar how the book ends, let's just say it has to do with a bunch of kids getting involved in some really disturbing activity with one another, and that activity, let's say it's Crowley-type behavior, ends up leading to a force stopping the power of It. That's how disgusting and disturbing it is. Of course, that's not in the movie, so most people don't know it. And that video of mine, of course, I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, it was removed from my older channels because they don't want you to talk about stuff like that. Because when people found out about it, they started connecting the dots on why Stephen King's so famous, what Stephen King's role is in the New World Order. And, well, people wouldn't like that, would they? But anyway, this is the movie Cell, and this is based off the novel by Stephen King. And I'm going to show you the trailer, and then we're going to talk about the zombie apocalypse and all the things that tie into it. But let me just tell you, the film follows a father who's trying to reunite with his son after a mysterious signal is broadcast over the global cell phone network, and it turns the majority of his fellow humans into mindless, vicious animals. Take a look.
Hi, Dad.
Hey, buddy.
All right, it's gotta be terrorists.
Don't use your cell phone.
We're gonna survive this. They act for the good of the group as a whole. They may be the next stage in human evolution. I think now is more than temporary anarchy. It's the start of a war.
Does that look oddly familiar? I mean, interesting, right? How the frequencies and the waves given off from these towers, they show you right there for yourself, it's having this effect on people, almost like turning them into zombies. Now, how in the world could something like that ever happen? Wonder where Stephen King came up with such a crazy idea, right? Being able to transform people with technology. And wait a minute, didn't I see something recently with graphene too, and how graphene reacts with cell phones?
Смотрите, что теперь. Ну. Вызов идет, если вы можете смотреть, видите. Такая вот непонятная хреновина. Интересно, в голове у нас то же самое творится. Когда я первый раз это обнаружил, даже страшно стало. Ну все, я выключаю. Вот, пожалуйста, все. Так не действует ничего. Как только мы опять звоним, ну, вот он пошел вызов, и вот он, пожалуйста. Что это за явление? Я такого еще не встречал и не видел. Да и смотреть страшно и противно. Все, всем пока.
That's right. That's right. And remember, cell phones, a lot of cell phones, batteries are made with graphene. because it's a longer, the battery life lasts longer with the graphene material in it. So not only the people holding the graphene with the foam, but some of them actually have the graphene. Yeah, they took some graphene. They don't know it, and some of them just deny it because they don't want to believe it. But it has that kind of effect where it turns the majority of his fellow humans into mindless, vicious animals. Kind of like what we're seeing in today's world, right? The extreme left. Pretty mindless, vicious animals too, right? Seen a lot of them out there. That's how they tend to act. So that's the plot of the film. And again, I mentioned earlier by Stephen King, right? Which of course is just a huge coincidence. And then you have weird things, right? So we've seen the uptick, obviously, over the last decade or two of zombie movies. Nonstop, right? The zombie obsession, Dead Walk, whatever it's called, the Dead Walk and Walking Dead. Those types of shows over and over and over. But it must be a strange coincidence, which I've reported on before, that this agency that this agency that's pretty much in control, the Center for, I forget what the middle word is, control, disease, right? That was for the algorithm, right? We know all about them, Dr. F, all this stuff. It's interesting that they have a thing on their website about zombie preparedness, to be prepared for a zombie apocalypse. But we're supposed to take this as a joke, right? I mean, because they're such joking people, right? I mean, we go there for, well, some of us do go there for our comedy, but, you know, they have a whole serious website about all these things and diseases and toxins and stuff you need to avoid, public health, giving you, advice on what agencies to go to or emergency preparedness stuff. But they have this zombie preparedness thing there, and people look at it, they're like, that's so funny. They're just trolling people. They're just trying to put a little Halloween joke up, right? And they say, wonder why zombies and the zombie apocalypse and zombie preparedness continue to live or walk dead on our website. As it turns out, the first began as a tongue-in-cheek campaign to engage new audiences with preparedness messages, has proven to be a very effective platform, according to this organization. We continue to reach and engage a wide variety of audience on all hazards preparedness via zombie preparedness. Very clever. I mean, if you're dumb enough to fall for that, good for you. Good for you. That means you'll be dumb enough to take it, and that means you'll be one of the zombies. So you won't need to be prepared. You'll be one of them, right? So what an interesting plot to the film. How the cell phone's being used, how the frequencies. And then, of course, we had this strange stuff that went on at this concert recently, too, right? Where there was a lot of vibration and frequencies being used, and a lot of people were just completely all at once, because that's normal. We've all been like to the grocery store, and we've seen like 8 people all at once have this happen to them. Oh, it's not the same call, it's a concert. Okay, we've all been to a sporting event. We've seen 8 people at the game all just convulse at the same time. No, that's never happened. Oh, but here at the concert, where, of course, we have frequencies, heavy frequencies being used and vibration. And we have people who might have some of that graph, have that happen to them. Almost like turning to zombies. And then the rest of the people, in mindless, zombie-like fashion, see these people on the ground, and they don't even care that they're laying on the ground. They walk over them because they want to get closer to the stage and the frequency and the vibration, and they're falsital. So they don't even have compassion for the fallen or want to care or lay down and say, let me help, or get down there and do whatever they can or anything, or get out of the way to make room so that people can have more oxygen. Oh, no. Like mindless zombies, they move closer to the stage. They step over some of these people, even trampling them. Interesting, right? Interesting. Crazy what predictive programming looks like, isn't it, in today's world? This is as close as it gets to reality, but again, in a world where they take what they're planning on doing and putting it in fiction and putting out their false idols, people who are very, very, very slow think that all of this stuff is fiction. Then they put on CNN, which is the most fictitious thing on the planet and the most comical as well. It is the funniest channel you'll ever find. I mean, Trevor Noah and these guys who are not funny. Put on like Don Lemon and some of these guys. I mean, they're such bad actors. It's almost as bad as the acting in this movie. But unfortunately, the acting in the movie and the plot in the movie is the real storyline. But they'll never get it because they don't want to get it. They like living in La La Land. La La Land pats them on the back. Big Brother tells them everything's going to be okay. And they tell them what they need to hear. Don't hurt anyone's feelings. That's the most important thing in the world. Don't hurt my feelings. I don't want to get hurt by words. Oh, okay. But are you okay with getting hurt by technology? By frequencies, by things you can't see? By the silent war? Oh, well, that doesn't really exist because I can't see it. Right. They believe in science, though, folks. But do they actually know and understand it? Clearly not. So, Cell. The movie is right out of real life. As real as it could possibly be. Unbelievable. Reminder, check out the website at callforanuprising.com. It's $2.99 a month. Check it out if you haven't. I highly recommend it to everybody out there. The forum itself is worth it. And of course, there's no censorship, and I put videos up over there as well. So it definitely, and it helps the channel out here as well too. So $2.99 is the price of a burger. I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking something healthy. Price of 3 avocados. I don't know. But check it out if you can. Thank the Patreons for being here. Appreciate you greatly, and thank all of you for your support. God bless all of you and your families.